we kick things off with the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, The Rock, aka also basically my second favorite all-time wrestler, superstar, compared to, let's say, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's my number one. But yeah, it was great to see The Rock confirmed, I think the day before that he was going to be here, came out in the final boss attire, and basically any of us that's been watching WWE, obviously over the last year, we were absolutely hyped for this, because at last we're finally getting some answers here. What is the path set for WrestleMania 41? What's gonna go down here with Cody Rhodes? What's gonna go down here with Roman Reigns? What is The Rock gonna say to kick us off to the road of WrestleMania? And of course, the first thing The Rock does is he's shaking hands, and he's when he said that he was going to basically a huge record is broken, I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna break out the old trailer park trash gathering line or joke that he did. But no, he said this is the highest gate, because I'm guessing they must have charged an arm and a leg for these tickets, obviously, here. And yeah, The Rock was very much in babyface mode here, and he was thanking all the Netflix executives and everything, because obviously this wouldn't have been possible without them. And then he says he wants to go ahead and make two things very clear. The first thing is he points at Cody Rhodes and says, I want to thank you, brother, for going ahead and carrying this company on your back. Wow. Okay, that's quite a stern, quite the huge contrast from where we left off last time, when The Rock was in the ring with Cody Rhodes and basically saying that, don't you ever break my heart again, and saying that whether you're champion or not, The Rock's coming back for you. And of course, he showed up at Bad Blood, and did like the whole 3 count and then the cutthroat symbol thing, gesture. And here he's just thanking Cody, and he even goes ahead and does a little lighthearted joke saying, by the way, Cody Rhodes, how's Mama Rose? And Cody just starts laughing up and everything, and everybody's laughing along with it. And I mean, yeah, this is probably cool when they're behind the scenes backstage, but I think, like most of you, I'm thinking, where's the story? How does this play into the story, right? Like, it's okay if Dwayne Johnson and Cody want to, do this stuff behind the scenes, but where are we at on the story? So it did look a little confusing there. And then he goes ahead and says, as far as tonight goes, when it comes to Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, he wants to make it very clear that he acknowledges Roman Reigns as the true tribal chief. And then after this, he hits a whole, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, and leaves. Oh, okay, I guess we're done then, like that. Just like that, the beef with him and Cody, they squashed it. It must have been done off screen, or maybe we just got fast forwarded to a whole year or something, obviously it was going to come down to this, The Rock endorsing Cody Rhodes, but usually I think that would be after Cody Rhodes beat him, because he would gain respect for him. This feels a lot like, as I mentioned in my SummerSlam review and ranking, is that I felt when it came to Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes match that they had a couple of years ago for SummerSlam, it felt like, in terms of story build-up, that rivalry kind of really missed the mark. But in terms of the matches, and in terms of the amazing payoff at the end with Cody Rhodes getting endorsed by Brock Lesnar, all that was fantastic. It's like that match just needed some better build up in the story, so that we could understand what was going on here. This one feels the opposite. We actually got a tremendous build up with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. They obviously had to pivot it and make certain things work for this, obviously, but when it got going, boy, was it good. And we thinking we're gonna have this big old match here, and then it's gonna eventually end with The Rock endorsing Cody Rhodes, but we just skipped right over to that. I am going to hold my judgment and wait and see what happens. I did see The Rock go on NXT, and it was pretty hilarious when he was talking about how he was saying, last year it was, he's gotta finish the story. Finish the story. And then The Rock says 1 year later is, why are you being so nice to Cody now? Why so nice to Cody? And The Rock says, well, basically, all your jabronis need to do is shut your mouths, know your roles, and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking you on. Which I have to say, that definitely gives me hope that there's going to be more to this. But yeah, just the way this played out, To be honest, though, I can't blame fans for feeling that way, because this really did, if you think about it, it read more like, less like that The Rock is not going to be able to make this year's WrestleMania, but this has been done just as a reminder that he still has some beef with Cody, and he still got some beef with Roman, but it's going to take a little bit longer. Yeah, it read less like that and more like, we don't know when The Rock's going to be able to do this, and at this point, maybe even if The Rock is going to be able to do this. So we're just going to finish the storylines. You know what? He endorses Cody, he endorses Roman, and whatever beef there may have been, or maybe been hint at with him and Roman, and obviously what beef there was with him and Cody based on what we saw in the storyline, it's done. That's kind of what it read like, as if there's just nothing more left from here. So, yeah, overall, I know a lot of people were disappointed. Like I said, I'm going to reserve judgment and eventually wait and see what happens here. But now it's like, you really got to make this work a little bit better. And truth be told, I always kind of felt Cody Rhodes and The Rock was kind of like this unnatural feud. Essentially, yeah, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, phenomenal. But when it comes to these pro wrestling stars that are getting up there in age, and especially with how busy The Rock is and how much it takes for him to get back into ring shape, the thing is, there's only so much left in the tank there. And if that's the case, it's kind of like, okay, well, we need to do priorities here. Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, phenomenal. But if The Rock's only can really maybe muster up maybe one more match with his schedule and him getting older, then it's got to be Roman Reigns. So I would have been fine if this is pretty much was it. If this was the idea, is like, okay, him and Cody are just going to squash the beef because we want to make sure that The Rock's one next match appearance is priority towards the big match, him versus Roman. And I'll get more to that later on in this review as far as what they did with that. Overall, the segment was nice. It was pretty much Dwayne Johnson as opposed to the final boss, The Rock, but seeing how this could play into something, maybe he's basically bringing in a false sense of security. We gotta wait and see, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. One thing that has been a lot better when it comes to Triple H, the Paul Levesque era, is it does feel like your patience does get more rewarded. So I'm not going to throw in the towel on this. We're going to see what goes on. And if this basically doesn't mean, hey, we're not getting The Rock at WrestleMania 41, I'm fine with that, because I got some more things I want to say later on when it comes to where we are headed for WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, man, it's always good to see The Rock. Like I said, he's my all-time second favorite, and The Rock can, very few in the business of professional wrestling can electrify as good as The Rock can. So overall segment was, like I said, a little bit confusing because it's hard to know where things are going. Like I guess me personally as a fan, I just wish it would have been left open-ended. You know, if The Rock joked and been like, got serious, don't think that The Rock's done with you, Cody. Not by a long shot. Then I would have been fine. Same way when we're going to get to hear where we go for the Roman. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought, or if you're going to end up joining us live, what you thought.